The Frankly Speaking Roof Cam, brought to you by Boss Security in Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. Welcome back to Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. I'm your host, Frank Acomb. We are broadcasting from the Hesselson studio, and in that Zoom studio, it's time to talk about the United States Air Force Heritage of America Band. Guys, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the history of the United States Air Force Heritage of America Band, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. I believe our organization was founded or initially began, I want to say sometime in 1943, 44, somewhere around there, kind of around World War II timeframe. And it's been active ever since then. We are stationed at Joint Base Langley Eustis, which number of changes. At one point it was Tactical Air Command, and now it's been Air Combat Command, I believe, since the 90s.
Okay.
And this is home, where we're stationed is home with the first fighter wing, so the jets that go out and defend us when bad things are happening. So where we work, right across the road is the flight line, and you might hear a couple jets flying here and there.
With all the noise, how do you practice?
That's a good question. At this point, I feel like we've just kind of gotten used to it. It's loud enough that it sets our car alarms off sometimes. But if there's a really soft section that we're practicing, just stop for a little bit. If someone's talking, it's totally normal for someone to just stay silent until it passes, and that's just become kind of a daily routine. But we're right next to the flight line, right next to the runway.
Wow.
So it is pretty awesome to see. I will say,
I'm sure.
it can interrupt us on occasion, but it's pretty cool seeing these jets take off and seeing what they can do.
I'm sure. Now you're based there, but you have a lot of shows throughout the year, don't you?
We do. So our band specifically. So the group that we're going to be playing with is United States Air Force Heritage Brass. It's a brass ensemble.
Okay.
But we're part of a larger organization called the Heritage of America Band.
Gotcha.
And we have a concert bowl. We have two woodwind quintets. We have a rock band. So we have a large amount of capability in terms of what we do, different genres that we play, and we tour up and down the East Coast.
Okay.
So we tour everywhere from South Carolina all the way up to Maine.
Wow.
And that keeps us pretty busy, and especially with these small groups, we're able to kind of branch out and go at different times, and it kind of maximizes our capability and our outreach in these various communities.
What does a tour look like for you? You know, you leave base, you got a group of guys with you. What's the life on the road look like?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to pass it over to Levi. He's actually the one. He's our booked all the events. He handles all the logistics. So he is definitely one of the experts to answer that.
Yeah, thanks for handing that over to me, Brian. I've been doing tour managing for this group for about 3 years now. And it definitely is a logistical heavy lift, so to speak. It's always kind of like putting together a puzzle. Essentially, our leadership and higher up Air Force leadership will tell us we want to go to a certain area and interact with the public or deliver strategic messaging. And then from there, they kind of pass it over to me or someone in my position, and we reach out, find suitable places to perform, sponsors or venues that would like to host us. And then that's kind of like the bare bones.
Right.
Once we get all the events confirmed, then the real hard work begins of how can we have a lasting impact to the area we're going. And so this tour specifically is Memorial Day themed, thanking service members, veterans, the people that came before us.
Okay.
And we're trying to really hit home on that one. One of the places we're performing on this tour is actually the town of Waterloo, which is where Memorial Day was born.
Yeah.
So we're trying to tie that in here a little bit, and we perform pieces that really hit with that. And then, so now we've got the venues, we've got our kind of topic that we're covering. Then we try to get key stakeholders involved, civic leadership, local organizations, and really try to make it impactful, engaging with schools, engaging with potential recruits, things of that nature. And yeah, we just try to leave no stone unturned when we come to an area.
That's yeah. I think that hits the nail on the head. Normally, when we go out, we'll be on tour for roughly 9 to 10 days at a time. So about 8 performances, depending on what we're doing. Like Levi said, this is for the most part Memorial Day themed community outreach events. We also we've done like entire just kind of travel around, focusing on the Air Force's recruiting initiatives. So it really depends kind of on what our main objective is. But for this one specifically, we're playing a lot of really great halls. For the most part, most of our concerts are going to be at night. It's a lot of travel back and forth, as you can imagine. We're kind of going all around upstate New York, but it is extremely rewarding, and we always look forward to just trying to immerse ourselves and meet these different communities that we're so privileged to. So,
how long have each of you been involved in music? Is this something kind of a lifelong passion?
For me specifically, I've been playing the trumpet for about 25 years now.
Okay.
It was kind of my grandfather played the trumpet, my dad played the trumpet, and my grandfather he was in World War II. He was on these bombers. They're called the Flying Fortress, and underneath these bombers, they would have these like spot for like a turret gunner, and he was a turret gunner at the time. So I had just finished, for example, my master's degree in music performance, and I heard about a vacancy open in the Air Force bands, and I was like, this is perfect. I've been playing the trumpet at that time for about 16 years, and it just be. But yeah, most people in our organization have either a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in music performance. Wow. Some even have doctorates as well.
Yeah, and like Brian, I've probably been playing percussion and drums for 24 years, something like that. I also went to school, bachelor's degree, master's degree in music, and the Air Force, I think, provided both of us an opportunity to do what we love and make a living doing it. So it's great. It's a good life.
Well, and with this, is there various kinds of music that you play, or is it all kind of one sound, if that makes sense? I know the theme is Memorial Day, but what kind of different genres are played?
When people think of military bands, a lot of times they think we just play marches,
yeah.
which is not true, but also true. If you come to our show, you will hear some marches. We have a tune where you'll hear roughly, I think, 26 marches in about 7 minutes. I don't mean to give away any spoilers there, but it's pretty exciting. But we play everything from classical music. We play marches. We play pop music, especially for our school shows. We do a lot of like up-tempo pop kind of stuff that kids listen to, and we kind of incorporate that for this Memorial Day show. We're going to have something for everybody. Like I said, jazz, classical, pop, marches, all of it. So there's going to be definitely something for everybody.
How many songs are you prepared to play? Like how much, I guess I should say, how much like practice goes into these performances to get ready for the performance?
Well, we always want more.
Yeah.
But with other things going on, we never seem to have that much time. So for this one, I think we're preparing for about 8 days.
Oh. I think total we have about 7 or 8 rehearsals total. But I think number of pieces we're doing, I think we're doing probably about 11 or 12.
Wow.
Something like that.
But yeah, normally there's a pretty quick turnaround, just based on what we have to do. Shortly after we get back from this tour, we're going to be with our full concert band, and we're going up to the Boston area. So there's not a ton of time in between. So it's interesting. You'll have some of our people on the road, and we're on the road doing our shows, but they're also practicing for the next thing. So it keeps us busy, but that's just it's kind of what's expected to perform at the level that's expected that we want to perform at. So normally I would say probably like 7 or 8 rehearsals for something like this. So not a ton of time, but like I said, we're at this point, most of the group has been playing a long time. It's definitely rewarding, but it can get busy.
Yeah, and like what Brian was saying here, the Department of War and especially the Air Force right now, readiness is a big factor in what we do every day, and essentially our readiness comes from being musically prepared to do the jobs we need to do. If, let's say, a president passes away, we provide the military honors for something like that. So at a moment's notice, we could be called to give a ceremony, things of that nature, and just always being ready. And that's just like a microcosm of what the rest of the Department of War is doing every day to protect our freedom. So.
What does a typical show look like? If someone's thinking about going, again, it's free, open to the public Sunday, May 24th at the Clements Center at 2 p.m. What does a show look like so they can become prepared? Excuse me.
Our show specifically, like I said, like there's a wide variety of genres, but our show in length is going to be about an hour and a half. We'll have an intermission. Something that we love to do during our intermission, we love to get out into the audience. We'll go out, we'll talk with people, let's kind of immerse ourselves in that community. And it's not, sometimes people think of classical concerts, some things of that nature being kind of stuffy. We want to be as open and fun as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone has any hesitations, like I don't really know how to act in these kind of settings, I highly encourage anyone and everyone to come out. It's a great time. We love talking to people before the shows, after the shows, at intermission. We will stick around as long as anyone wants to talk. We love doing it, and it's extremely important. I know in some communities, community members have never met anyone in uniform. They may have had family who serve, friends who serve, but they rarely see anyone in uniform. So we're providing a face to what the Department of War, Air Force specifically, what we do. We really try to hone it on humanizing that.
And it must be.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I think there's something for everyone in our show. So. Don't be afraid.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It must be rewarding when you play and it gets through and you're talking to the people from the crowd, because I'm sure you're hearing a lot of wonderful stories. I'm sure you're seeing a lot of like patriotism in their eyes in many ways.
Definitely, and I think I can guarantee that when you come to our shows, you'll leave feeling more patriotic than when you came in. I have a specific example that happened to me 7 or 8 months ago, where I was talking to an individual. He had tears in his eyes, and he said something along the lines of, I have never felt more patriotic than what I do right now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Than how I do right now. And that was just a really powerful moment, knowing that I was a part of making someone feel that way and feel such patriotism for this great country. And that's really one of the key pillars that we try to hone in on during our shows.
And especially this being the 250th anniversary of our country, we're also really celebrating that. So.
And it feels good to have events like this coming to the area. And then you mentioned America 250 and seeing more patriotism. We see even products and food products celebrating America. It just seems like it's been a while since you can feel it in the air, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like everywhere I go, I see Freedom 250, America 250, and it's cool to see. It's pretty wild seeing how like every like. I feel like there's so much branding out there.
I know.
That has it just red, white, and blue all over. But I think that's great. And just being a face to something like that from our perspective and from our organization, it's a very, very powerful but rewarding thing.
All right. Final question. It's an easy one for both of you. I don't know if it's easy. What's your individual favorite part of the show?
I think I might know what Levi's going to say.
Well, I have two favorites of our show, so I don't mean to cop out that way. But one that I have to say obligatory is that me being a percussionist, me and one of my colleagues in our first class, Johnny Barker, are going to be playing a lovely xylophone and marimba duet.
Very nice.
And it's music that was written in about 1920 era, so it's going to really take you back in time. And I think everyone will enjoy that one. It's a very fun piece. But then my other one is we're playing a piece of music, John Williams' "Hymn to the Fallen" from Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful piece, a wonderful tribute to everyone that's made the ultimate sacrifice, and just saying thank you. So we'll try to really hit home on that one, but that's a beautiful moment for me.
Definitely. And I knew you were going to say the percussion duet.
I have to do it.
But definitely, yeah, like I said, like Memorial Day is a huge part of our show. Hymn to the Fallen, I think, really just kind of hits home on so many levels in that regard. But one of my favorite parts of the show, we always play all of the service songs, our armed forces medley, and we ask veterans, family members who have we want them to stand up for their service song. You recognize, sing along, clap, just feel that patriotism and
celebrate their service.
Their service.
Yeah. Well, first of all, and I think I speak for everybody watching, we want to thank you for your service, and we also can't wait to see you play at the Clements Center May 24th at 2 p.m. Again, free for all. Thank you so much for giving us so much time this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It was our pleasure.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Thank you, guys. Stay with us. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking after this.